Soldier, keep on marching on.
So my proposal of freedom dividend would be $1,000 a month in the hands of every American adult starting at age 18 until the day you die.
Basic minimum earnings for everybody so that there's nobody that is having to sleep on the street.
So guaranteed basic income or universal basic income, you like that?
100%.
8 million inhabitants in Switzerland, residents, and it was about 50 tons of money. It was a golden mountain, and it was a picture that the money is there. It's not about the money. It's about the unconditional. It's about to abolish some ideologies and to make a carpet for the people, a living carpet that we can spend to everybody this amount.
What can 100,000 mean to a farmer who's on the verge of committing suicide because he's lost his crops to the rain gods and is convinced that inequality is creeping into the next generation as well?
I believe that basic income would be the crowning achievement of capitalism. It would give everyone the freedom to start a new company, move to a different job, move to a different city. It will make capitalism much more dynamic.
That the income distribution system of the 20th century has broken down. It used to be that when you had a capitalist economy, the share of income going to profits and capital and rents and the share going to labor were roughly constant. But in the last 30 years, all over the world, the share going to capital has gone up, the share going to labor has gone down.
Universal basic income gives us that opportunity to let the people who get the benefit to consider and decide what are their most urgent and essential needs, and they could use the money in any way they like.
If you had the basics taken care of, food, shelter, clothing, health, what would you spend your days doing?
Because basic income is a necessity. I'm going to actually argue that this is not a question of whether we like it or not. It will be a major part of any attempt to civilize capitalism, as capitalism is going through a spasm caused by its own generation of technologies that undermine itself.
Well, all of this comes about because inequality has been increasing to such an extent that a number of the world's leaders are saying something must be done about it.
We stand at a historic crossroads. One road leads up to the higher ground of social equity and inclusion, human dignity, full economic participation, broad-based prosperity and growth. The other leads downwards to growing poverty and economic inequity,